Hello, my name is Alan Roy Scott. I'm here to tell you about a very special event called Music Bridges Latin Unity, the Child in All of Us. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a veteran professional songwriter. I've been in the business since the 70s. I was a staff writer for 15 years with EMI Music and with the publishing arm of Motown. And in that time of being a songwriter, I've been very fortunate to have my songs recorded personally by a wide range of artists. I've always prided myself on being a chameleon songwriter, so to speak. I've had my songs recorded by everyone from Celine Dion to Cher to Gloria Estefan to Notorious B.I.G. to Ray Charles to country artists like the Oak Ridge Boys, Anne Murray, Ricky Martin, Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Luther Vandross. I've had my songs in a lot of movies, big movies, Top Gun, Karate Kid, Coming to America, things like that. And then in addition to that, I have also had a very extensive international career, which I'm very proud of, that I had the pleasure to travel extensively all around the world to more than 100 countries by now, a statistic I actually mentioned. But the point of all that is that I'm very proud of my background and the hard work that it takes to be a songwriter, and I'm very much an active member of the songwriting community. I embarked on an international career writing with a lot of different projects and artists overseas in the early 80s. And the thing I learned, I found myself in a lot of international music festival situations, competition situations, where I met artists and songwriters from all over the world, particularly countries that were, quote, politically incorrect to being an American at the time, you know. So I came up with the idea, which is the genesis of my work with Music Bridges, of the idea that music truly is a universal language that I have lived and seen with my own eyes and been part of, not just an idea. Using songwriting as a tool as my platform, I decided to come up with a concept that would bridge the idea of high-level cultural exchanges, bringing cultures together through the use of songwriting as my tool. And that was the genesis of my work called Music Bridges. I started with that work in 1988. The first project was actually in the Soviet Union, which is kind of ironic considering where we're at in today's world with the very same situation. But back in 1988, that was a project where I brought together a number of top artists and songwriters: Cyndi Lauper, Michael Bolton, Diane Warren, Desmond Child, an incredible group of people, and we spent 10 days in the Soviet Union writing with Russian, Soviet-era writers and artists from that country. In fact, one of my highlight memories would be writing a song with Cyndi Lauper and a Russian artist named Igor Nikolaev. So I have done a number of those projects since that time all around the world, most notably in Cuba in 1999, where I had the great fortune to bring an incredible array of artists, everyone from Mick Fleetwood and Bonnie Raitt and Gladys Knight and Jimmy Buffett. And we work with incredible Cuban artists, Chucho Valdez, Carlos Varela, many more. With that as a backdrop of the work, and these projects have always been about bringing the various cultures involved together. I have for a long time had a similar idea to do such a project for the Latin market, the Latin world. I came to realize that the Latin market, for all of its vibrancy, there's certain conflicts within the various countries of the Latin market, and there's many different kinds of music and many different ages and styles. So I have come up with the latest idea is, again, Music Bridges Latin Unity, the Child in All of Us, which is designed to be a project for charity that will bring together all the various components and styles and genres of the Latin community and artists and songwriters together in a retreat setting to write original songs together. We're aiming to do that at a wonderful, wonderful resort in San Antonio called La Cantera. And also, when I say that the project is called The Child in All of Us, for the first time I want to do the same project, the same concept with youth as well, meaning I would have an equal amount of representatives of the various countries and styles of music within the age range of 12 to 18. So the idea would be a one-week project where we will create all this new music, adults and youth together, and then we will be doing a final private concert event of all the new songs that were written, and that will be featuring a house band from within the group. So all for again, as I mentioned, the charities that we will have involved, we're aiming to include either St. Jude's Children's Research or Wounded Warriors or other charities of that nature. The goal, of course, is to raise the consciousness among all the participants of the unity that can be created, the new songs that can be created, and the charitable giving that can be developed from all of it put together in one setting. Along those lines, I am very blessed to have a very strong team of colleagues with me who will be helping me to make this happen, who I'd like to introduce you now to one of them, which would be Alex Camarnates. He's going to be the musical director for the event, and of course he'll tell you more about his role and what his thoughts are in a minute. Sir?
Alan, it's a pleasure to be with you in this event, this project.
Thank you, my friend. The pleasure is all mine having you here with me. Thank you.
The minute that his staff, and when I finally got to talk to you, the minute that you guys told me exactly what this project was all about, man, I jumped on it because I realized that his calling was my calling. This is what I wanted to do all my life in the Latin business, and I have been doing it. So it's a pleasure to be on board. I think a lot of people in the industry know me. I've had different facets in the industry throughout the years. Started out as a DJ, a club DJ, and because of that I got into production. I was very fortunate, like you, to work with several people. Started out with independent artists and grew into the major leagues. I've worked with Enrique Iglesias, Ricky Martin, Mark Anthony, Juanes, Gloria Trevi, Paulina Rubio.
And so as I've explained to everyone, obviously your role as musical director, obviously I'm going to be leaning on you heavily for your expertise in helping me to guide the shape of the roster and the shape of the musical direction of the work as it's created.
Oh, this project is a fabulous project. The idea of bringing people together as artists, as songwriters, and future professionals, like the children. And I will be giving Alan my support 100%. I can tell you that we have seen the facilities.
Yes,
We've been through it. It is amazing. You can only appreciate it. I don't think you can appreciate it in pictures or videos. You have to be there.
We're trying to create a camp,
Exactly.
a community within the community where everyone can really feel fully artistic, and it's really about expressing ourselves. It's not all about just the business side of things. It's really about the reason that most of us get into this, for the love of music and the fun.
It's all for a good cause, all the way around. There's different aspects of it, and it's just wonderful.
So now I'd like to also introduce you to another valuable member of the team for this magical event, which is George De Hoyos, aka as George Eyes. George is going to be the operations coordinator as well as the liaison for the local community. Creatively, he's also going to be in the house band as well, so he's a man of many talents.
My role here is to actually connect Alan's vision with the local communities, and that involves getting local benefactors involved in the process to be able to see the vision and carry this out, to the end.
And of course, you come from your own business background, which I think is
right.
amazing.
And I own a local business here as well, and I'm actively involved in the community, giving back. My role is to try to get some corporate sponsors as well as some private sponsors to come in and share the vision that Alan has done before in the past. He's done it in Russia, Indonesia, Ireland, Cuba. I mean, it just a bunch of many places over the world. Except here in
and
San
now
Antonio.
we're here in San Antonio.
Trying to make it happen here in San Antonio, and we have a clash of different styles of music here, and I think we can actually combine all that and make it all work together as he has in the past, and make this thing come to fruition.
Bring the Latin world to San Antonio.
Along with Alex's help, if we can, get some major artists here, along with songwriters, and also Alan's vision is to pair songwriters with local, children's. There's like youth orchestras, local talent that's up and coming in the Latin market that we can team up with and make something, happen. So in closing here, what we want to do is bring our local community with local benefactors that can bring Alan's vision to life here in San Antonio, Texas at La Cantera Resort. I believe that it can happen because it's been done before, just not in a Latin setting. The charities that we're looking to directly benefit from this are St. Jude's Hospital and the Wounded Warrior Project. I think if we can make this happen, that it will be a beautiful thing.
So thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit more about the project, and as you can see, I'm very excited about what we're going to do and having a great team of people around me to do so. Certainly, I'm very proud of the things I've achieved in the past Music Bridges projects all around the world, and this time around it's going to be particularly exciting to bring the Latin community together and children all in a good purpose and do it all here in San Antonio. Looking forward to the support of the local community and bringing this amazing project to San Antonio and to the world.